What if I told you that the secret to becoming truly unstoppable isn't about working harder, but thinking differently? Imagine facing every challenge in life with calmness, resilience, and unshakable confidence. Sounds like a superpower, right? Well, this mindset has been around for over 2,000 years. It's called Stoicism. And in today's video, we're diving into 8 core Stoic principles that can transform the way you approach life, helping you become unstoppable. Let's get into it. Think about the things that cause you stress and anxiety. Maybe it's that presentation at work or the fight you had with your significant other. Maybe it's even something as trivial as traffic. Now ask yourself, how many of those things are actually within your control? The Stoics knew that much of our suffering comes from focusing on what we can't control. They called it the dichotomy of control. The things that happen to us, the external events, those are largely outside our sphere of influence, but our reactions to those events, our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, those are within our control. This is where our power lies. It's not about trying to control the uncontrollable, but about mastering our own internal world. We can't always choose what life throws at us, but we can always choose how we respond. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, put it this way: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Worrying about the weather won't change it, but it will drain your energy and steal your peace. So when you find yourself getting caught up in things beyond your control, take a step back. Remind yourself of the Stoic principle. Focus on what you can influence and let go of the rest. Let's face it, we humans are creatures of comfort. We crave ease, security, familiarity, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But the Stoics understood a profound truth. Real growth, true strength, rarely comes from a place of comfort. It's when we push ourselves beyond our self-imposed limits, when we embrace discomfort, that we discover what we are truly capable of. Think about it. Every skill you've ever mastered, every challenge you've overcome, likely involved some level of discomfort. Learning to ride a bike meant risking a few scrapes and bruises. Mastering a new language meant fumbling through awkward conversations. Starting a business meant facing uncertainty and the fear of failure. The Stoics didn't just endure discomfort, they actively sought it out. They saw it as a necessary ingredient for growth, a way to build resilience and strength. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Just as our muscles grow stronger when we push them to their limits, so too does our mind become more resilient when we face challenges head-on. So how do we actually embrace discomfort in a practical way? Start small. In our modern world, dominated by technology and concrete jungles, it's easy to feel disconnected from nature. But for the Stoics, living in accordance with nature was paramount. This wasn't just about spending time in the great outdoors, although that certainly has its benefits. It was about understanding and aligning ourselves with the natural order of things, accepting the ebb and flow of life and recognizing our place within it. Think of it like this: nature doesn't fight against itself. It doesn't resist the changing seasons, the storms, the periods of growth and decay. It simply is. And within that isness lies a profound wisdom. The Stoics believed that we humans, as part of this natural world, should strive to emulate this same acceptance. Life, like nature, is full of cycles. Resisting these natural cycles only creates unnecessary suffering. Living in accordance with nature means weathering the storms with grace and emerging stronger on the other side. In today's world, success is often measured by external factors, wealth, status, possessions, but the Stoics believed that true success, true fulfillment, stemmed from something much deeper: living a virtuous life. They held that virtue wasn't just some abstract concept, but rather a set of practical principles that guided their actions and decisions. The 4 cardinal virtues, as outlined by the Stoics, were wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These virtues weren't just lofty ideals, they were seen as the cornerstones of a meaningful and fulfilling life. Wisdom wasn't just about accumulating knowledge, but about using that knowledge to live well. Justice meant treating others with fairness and honesty. Courage was about facing our fears with integrity and resolve. And finally, temperance was about moderation, self-control, and finding balance in all aspects of life. The Stoics believed that by cultivating these virtues, we could achieve true happiness and fulfillment, regardless of our external circumstances. As Epictetus famously said, "Virtue is sufficient for happiness." Our minds are expert time travelers. We dwell on past regrets, replaying conversations in our heads, wishing we had done things differently. We anxiously anticipate the future, worrying about what might happen, creating elaborate scenarios in our minds, most of which will never come to pass. The Stoics recognized this human tendency and offered a powerful antidote, the practice of presence. They understood that the past is gone, the future is uncertain, and the only true power we possess lies in this present moment. It's in the here and now that we can make choices, take action, and experience life fully. As Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When we focus on the present moment, we free ourselves from the shackles of past regrets and future anxieties. This doesn't mean ignoring the past or never planning for the future. The key is to bring our attention back to the present moment again and again. It's easy to feel like we're at the mercy of our emotions. We get angry when someone cuts us off in traffic. We feel sad when a loved one disappoints us. We experience fear when faced with uncertainty. It's natural to think that these emotions are simply reactions to external events, that we're powerless to control how we feel. But the Stoics offered a radically different perspective. We are not our emotions. They understood that while we may not always be able to control the initial spark of an emotion, we have the power to choose how we respond to that spark. Our emotions are not dictated by external events, but rather by our interpretations of those events. As Epictetus famously said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." This means that we are not victims of our emotions. We have the ability to choose our responses, to cultivate a more balanced and harmonious inner life. This doesn't mean suppressing our emotions or pretending they don't exist. When we take responsibility for our emotions, we empower ourselves. We shift from feeling like helpless passengers on an emotional roller coaster to becoming conscious drivers of our own inner experience. In a world obsessed with comfort and convenience, the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort might seem counterintuitive. Why intentionally subject ourselves to hardship? Why not simply enjoy the comforts that modern life has to offer? The Stoics recognized a profound truth. By periodically embracing discomfort, we build resilience, strengthen our minds, and develop a deeper appreciation for the good things in life. If we constantly indulge in comfort, we become soft, both physically and mentally. But when we intentionally expose ourselves to discomfort, we build a kind of inner callus, a toughness that allows us to face challenges with greater equanimity. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress." By periodically choosing discomfort, we remind ourselves that we are capable of handling more than we think. We break free from the chains of comfort and develop a deeper appreciation for the simple things that we often take for granted. It's not a pleasant thought, is it? The idea that our time on this earth is finite. It's natural to shy away from thoughts of death, to push them to the back of our minds. But the Stoics embraced a practice that might seem morbid at first glance. Memento mori, Latin for remember you will die. Far from being morbid, this practice was intended to be a powerful motivator, a reminder to live each day to the fullest. By contemplating our own mortality, the Stoics believed we could gain a fresh perspective, appreciate the preciousness of life, and live with a greater sense of purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now." This wasn't meant to be a morbid mantra, but rather a call to action, a reminder that our time is limited and that we should make the most of every moment. When we remember our own impermanence, it helps us to prioritize what truly matters. It reminds us that our time here is a gift and that we should live in a way that honors that gift. Pause 1S. As we journey through the wisdom of the Stoics, it's important to remember that growth and learning are communal efforts. By engaging with content that enriches our lives, we can cultivate a supportive and insightful community. So if you found value in this video, leave a comment below to share your thoughts, your experiences, or even your favorite Stoic quotes. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell. This way you'll never miss out on new insights and practices that can help you lead a more meaningful life. Together, let's continue to explore, learn, and grow. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And before you leave your comments, don't forget to like this video.